What's good, YouTubers and YouTubettes? This is JB Sports back again with another one. Gonna talk a little NBA. I got a bold prediction to make. Lonzo Ball and Zion Williamson will be Gary Payton and Shawn Kemp 2.0. I know you people saying, what? What are you talking about? Shawn Kemp and Gary Payton. Gary Payton is a Hall of Famer. Shawn Kemp, you know, he probably should be in the Hall of Fame for the numbers he put up, especially in Seattle, until his weight got out of control. Man, you crazy. Just look at the games. Look at the four players involved, man. The games are very, very similar. You look at Zion Williams and Shawn Kemp, man. Both of those guys are athletic freaks. They can jump out the gym. You know, both of those guys, when you get inside 5 feet of the rim, they're going to be able to finish and dunk in traffic, dunk over whoever's in the paint challenging them. They ain't going to be able to compete with their athleticism and their quick jumping ability, as Zion Williamson and Shawn Kemp have explained. And you look at Gary Payton and Lonzo Ball. Lonzo Ball's got to get a little bit more skill on the offensive end, because Gary Payton was a 20 points per game scorer to go along with his assists and steals. But you look at Lonzo Ball, today he's a great on the ball defender, a great defensive point guard like Gary Payton was. As you know, Gary Payton was on multiple first team all NBA defensive teams. You know, especially when he was in Seattle. So, you know, he was known as the Glove. So that let you know his nickname was all about defense. That he could lock up the best point guards in the game during his time at Seattle. So that's why I'm comparing them to, man. Like I say, Lonzo's got to get a little bit. He's got to develop get a little bit more consistent jump shot. Now, a lot of people look at his shot and say he can't shoot, but he actually shot decent from the three-point line last year. I think he shot about 32%. So that he's got probably, he probably need to bump that up to at least 34-35%. But I think if you're shooting 33%, that's basically like shooting 45% from the 2-point line. So if you get 33% or above, that's good enough, especially with other things that Lonzo brings to the table as far as a passing ability, rebounds. He's one of the better rebounding guards in the NBA right now. So Gary Payton wasn't known as a great rebounder, but he could get you some rebound. But he's more known for his assists and steals, and he was able to score. So that's one thing Lonzo Ball does a decent job of playing the passing lane. He does a good job. He does a decent job as far as steals too. So his game is very, very, very similar to Gary Payton's game. I'm not gonna say it's similar, but his game can have the same impact that Gary Payton had as far as on the defensive end. He just got to get a little bit more consistent outside shot, because Gary Payton was a real good jump shooter. He can get to the rim and finish, very crafty as far as getting to the rim and finishing, but he could hit the three-point shot at a decent rate. And they didn't shoot as much threes as they shoot now, but he was a decent three-point shooter, Gary Payton. He had a good mid-range game too. So that's one thing Lonzo Ball will have to do is get a little bit more decent mid-range game and finish at the rim at a higher level than he has, because he's especially his rookie year, man. He had a hard time when he did get to the rim. He had a hard time finishing at the rim, but he got better at that last year as he got stronger. So I just think that combo to me reminds me of Gary Payton and Shawn Kemp, as far as Lonzo Ball, like Gary Payton will be able to, did get out on a fast break, have Zion Williamson on a break, throw the ball up toward the rim, it's alley-oop, and he come down from the Raptors and be able to dunk it, as we seen in Shawn Kemp and Gary Payton heyday. As Seattle would get on that fast break, especially up in Seattle in the Key Arena. Get on that fast break, man. He'll throw that alley-oop, ladder-you-up with one hand. Shawn Kemp coming down from the Raptors to slam the ball home, man. The Seattle Supersonic fans would go into a frenzy, man. It seemed like right after that, man, Seattle would go on one of their patent runs to push the lead out of, pretty much in some instances put the game away. So that's why I'm comparing this duo too. Yes, I know it's people gonna say, "Oh man, it's premature." I'm just saying they're not there yet, but they got the makings. Let me clarify that. They got the makings of Gary Payton, Shawn Kemp duo 2.0. And you heard it here first. You know, you got to give them guys a little bit of time to, you know, get the experience. I'm talking about 2 or 3 years down the road. I ain't talking about next year, but I'm saying they got the makings. Lonzo Ball, Zion Williams could be Gary Payton, Shawn Kemp 2.0. Bourbon Street could be rocking in a couple of years, man, and they could be a must-see TV, man, in a couple of years, man. I like that duo, and I like that combination. We'll see what happens, man. Just my bold prediction, man, on what those two guys can possibly be in the NBA. We'll see how it transpires, man. You know, a lot of guys, like I said, I know a lot of people might be thinking, oh, JB Sports, you talking premature, man. You talking crazy, man. Gary Payton was a Hall of Famer. Shawn Kemp was one of the best power forwards in the game, along with Karl Malone and Charles Barkley at that time, man. How can you compare Zion Williamson, you know, to and Lonzo Ball to those two guys? I'm not comparing them right now. I'm saying they got the makings to be there, and I'm predicting that they will fulfill that potential and be the next Gary Payton and Shawn Kemp 2.0. They got some things they got to work on in their game, both guys, and both guys are looking at the same thing that they need to improve on. That's outside shooting. You know, Lonzo has gotten decent. You know, he's got decent people trying to tell him to fix the shot, but he's got to 32%. Like I said earlier, he's got to bump that up a couple of percentages and get a mid-range and jumper and improve like he did last year on finishing at the rim. And Zion Williamson's got to get an outside shot. Period. 3-point shot. Now that the NBA is more 3-point happy, and he's got to develop a mid-range jump shot. I don't care what nobody say. The mid-range jump shot is still prevalent today. Look at Kawhi Leonard, one of the best mid-range shooters in the NBA. Look at Chris Paul last year, before he pulled out his hamstring. He was hitting that mid-range game. Almost had Golden State dead to right, beat in the Western Conference Finals before he blew out his hamstring. The Rockets was up 3-2 and went on to lose that series in 7 games to Golden State. So it's still a place for the mid-range game. Shawn Kemp was one of the best mid-range shooters in the NBA. You know, that part of his game was underrated because everybody focused on his athletic ability as far as dunking, alley-oop, and athleticism. And you look at all his highlights, they're showing him coming down from the Raptors, dunking the ball from an alley-oop pass by Gary Payton. But he was a very, very good mid-range shooter. And that's one thing Zion Williamson had to work on, his mid-range shot and his 3-point shot. But we'll see what happens, man. It's just my bold prediction, man, that, you know, that they have the makings of Gary Payton, Shawn Kemp 2.0, and they have to work on things in their game to achieve that status, but they definitely got the tools to do it. This is JB Sports, the man, the myth, the legend. I holla.